good evening. Well, first, to understand the Lebanese economy, we'll have to understand how it functions in the first place, because it's somehow, I would say, like somehow distinct and somehow different from different economies that we can see in the region. The Lebanese economy is predominantly service-oriented, with tourism and agriculture playing a critical role. However, the industrial and sort of, I would say, the agricultural within the last couple of years are also suffering considerably because of financial issues and within the financial crisis that we had within the last 2 years.
Now,
Now, the tourism.
we know that economies and markets, Doctor, they are perhaps impacted by announcements. Do you think any kind of announcements in the past few days, including the ceasefire agreement, could influence how the Lebanese market could function?
Well, to be honest, it can help in two ways mainly. At least save what can be saved in terms of the agricultural and the missed harvesting. I don't know if there's anything left to be harvested in the first place. Now, in terms of the tourism, we know that there are almost around 1 to 2 million Lebanese expats that are willing to come to Lebanon or visit Lebanon, especially during the holidays or the upcoming holidays. So I think within the next couple of weeks, we will be able to see if we're gonna have some sort of a human influx or some sort of a touristic influx towards Lebanon during the holidays, which might at least add some, or at least increase the stability of the touristic sector, specifically we would call it the family touristic sector.
What are the immediate infrastructure needs for Lebanon's recovery right now?
Well, there hasn't been any proper quantification or exact quantification for what has been lost, specifically in the southern side. What we can tell easily from what we can see from the media or has been quantified during the last 2 months, I would say roads, infrastructure, telecommunication has been lost, or at least most of the telecom.
Reports have been saying that infrastructure, including the electricity and the water, and as you said, telecommunications, they have all been critically impacted by the war and by the shelling of many villages in southern Lebanon.
And don't forget, like actually the chemicals that has been dropped due to the shelling and due to the explosions around, or the chemicals used at least in the war. So I think it might take a lot of time actually to recover, or at least to recover the healthy infrastructure in terms of the water supplies and the sanitization.
Right. Now, there has been talks about international support for the international aid and the regional investments in Lebanon for its economic recovery, especially when we're talking about perhaps the current talks in Beirut today, and what kind of reforms do you think should happen in order to support the economic stability and growth?
Well, to be honest, if I'm trying to quantify how much international aid do we need in terms of how urgent it is, I would say it's like 10 out of 10, in fact. The international aid funding, at least, should be particularly, or should be devoted into the infrastructure and housing, or rebuilding this infrastructure and the housing that was completely lost. The rest can take different stages or different types that can do direct or indirect investments. But in terms of the political reforms or the structural reforms, in terms of the public politics or the public finance or the monetary policies, there should be a lot of reforms, because like as we've seen, even before the war, the issue was reforming the entire structure of the country.